Welcome, everybody, to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. I'm here with my co-host, Matthew Barnaby. Hey, Matt.
What's going on, handsome Nick?
Oh, just living the wrestling life, which means just sitting there and watching wrestling. Um, we're here to discuss January 13 episode of Raw, Netflix episode number 2. I'm going to lose count of that eventually. And we're just going to kind of run it down, not full detail. I'm just going to give my opinion. And remember, if you disagree with my opinion, Matt, you're probably
Mhm.
wrong. Anything? Do you want them to do anything? Would you like our
It would be
loyal
nice if you
audit?
could maybe like and subscribe to this channel. Maybe hit the little bell icon. We're going to be pushing out videos as the major shows come out. Raw, SmackDown, the PLEs. Let's do this.
Let's go! Too much?
No, perfect amount.
All right. All right, well, let's get into it. Who opens the show?
CM Punk.
Is that the right song? Or is that Ultra
That,
Warrior?
no, I think you got it. I think you got it. Look in my eyes. Yeah, Mr. CM Punk.
CM
Coming
Punk opens
down.
the show. What?
I said, no, keep going. I was saying he's coming down, and it was the drone show. That opening camera shot with the drone. Woo.
Yeah, there were like more drones was the feedback from the last episode.
Yeah.
More where they
We need
flew
more
right
drones.
in. Zippy was like, I'm getting dizzy.
It was a dizzying shot. They spun that thing around. It was working overtime. Whoever's controlling that drone got
Doing
paid.
a good job.
Got paid.
Now, the next big conspiracy for wrestling will be 14 people killed by drones falling from the sky, but we'll see what happens. So CM Punk opens the show, and he's just like, "Hi, I won." Why? Why? Why was he there?
First of all, he did give some love to the firefighters and first responders in California. So
yeah, that was great.
That was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was more of.
But there's a lot of people that could have done
that. True. I think it was more not just hey, I won, but it was like I'm won and I'm done with Seth.
Is he?
Well, that's what
disagrees.
He said. That is very true.
Sethy, in his wonderful tough guy sparkly suit disagrees.
Yeah, it's a far less elaborate outfit this week.
Yeah,
from
because he's gangster right now.
He is very gangster right now.
Also, somebody.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was gonna say I really like the Seth comes out and Punk's still on the mic and he stares at the camera and says, "Why can't it ever be Rhea Ripley interrupting me?"
That was a great line.
Yeah, that was a good line.
I wish she'd interrupt me. What? So, and then also somebody who disagrees that the Punk story is over.
It was getting crowded on that ramp and that stage for a minute
to spit truth on Seth, which was surprising.
Right, yeah. Yelling at Seth saying he didn't stop the tribal combat, and he where was he when he took care of Jay, and it was Drew's very upset.
Should have been helping KO.
That's what he was thinking.
He talks a big talk. He wears a big jacket all the time. No, I'm just gonna go home because I lost to Punk.
Yeah, and Punk wanted to fight somebody. You wanted to fight anybody at that point in time.
So, all that really the best line of the early night. I don't know if there's any better ones. When Drew says Roman's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers.
Yeah.
And he's saying what I've been saying for months and months. Roman's back.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how Roman being back has sparked off so many different issues and moments in wrestling. 4 different matches in the last couple of weeks with 8 different people are
Yeah.
all stemming from just Roman being back.
Every decision comes with consequences, one way or the other. And there's been a lot of decisions that have come with a lot of consequences. That's for sure. Anything else? Any other takeaway from that? I lost what I was
No,
going to say.
I mean, I think it was
It was like, I'm going to win the Rumble. I'm going to win the Rumble.
some opening time for Punk, Seth, and Drew to let us know that they're all going to be in the Rumble and they're all going to win it, which is going to be tricky because you only get one winner. And I believe that sets up what is that, Seth versus Drew next week?
Yeah, WrestleMania 40 rematch.
It should be interesting. So
we're gonna be a hell of a match.
We're gonna get that next week, and it's very exciting.
And who do we get? Match number 1. We got Chad Gable, American made.
Yep.
Looking for the best luchador they could find. Who'd they get? Zero Petro, or whatever he says. What is it? Zero Petre. It's no fear, I believe.
Yeah,
but he says, "Oh, is it Nero? Nero, yes, Nero Petro Pacific."
Yeah, with an M.
Yeah, but he does it both ways.
Yeah, with a 0 and then an M. Zero fear.
I'm doing 0 this side. You missed it. My fat fingers were in the way. 0.
I don't know why you're going up. It's down.
Wait, what's he do? Wait,
it's the side,
the 0, sides,
and mirror,
and then it hurts the rest of it. Like go around.
Yeah, well, don't you don't want your hand.
It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
Like, so 0. So woo. Anyway, Penta, the legend.
Penta.
There's people in the crowd crying when he returned. Did you see that?
It's got to be his family in the front row there, just bawling their eyes out.
Money.
And the whole crowd was right into it. The crowd knew his little hand movements and his catchphrase there.
I'll tell you,
very surprising. I mean, he's wrestled all over the world. I get it, but WWE seems to be in a bubble sometimes. That they only know WWE guys, and Penta's never been one of them. And the fact that he got a big loud cheer from the crowd, and people were chanting along with him. I was so excited. I am a big fan of Penta.
He's my favorite wrestler never to be in WWE right now.
I can't think of another one. So yeah, he was in Lucha Underground many years ago, and I think it was just amazing. Yeah, that's good. I'm more excited for Penta coming, to be quite honest with you.
No, but he'd be another. He's another one. That being said, Penta coming in. I mean, for a while there, he was the only reason I watched AEW. I mean, I wonder if his brother's coming in, or is it his tag team partner? I just assume brother because I'm, But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if he's coming in. I thought he was too, but I got to tell you, not a bad choice for a beginning match. I know some people on the interwebs thought he should have, I don't know, be fighting The Rock already. I guess I don't know, but you got to get him in there with somebody with some experience. Penta's got to get used to a different ring, different ropes. You can see at the beginning of the match he was looking a little shaky. Pretty sure a little bit different ropes, different bounce.
Well, they say WWE has a different style as well, right? They have a different style. They have different cameras and angles and things like that. The in their training, it's part of that as well, right? So definitely a little shaky. It was a little slow to start, a little slower than I expected it to be. And a competitive match too. I mean, Chad Gable's an Olympic wrestler. You can't take anything away from the guy, right? I mean,
one of the best technically chain wrestlers for American style against one of the best luchadors. It was an interesting matchup. Yeah, it's kind of like an American luchador style,
Yeah, I really loved it. He busts out the Mexican destroyer. I know. At one point,
the sacrifice, the arm thing.
Oh my gosh,
I'm surprised. I don't know how he didn't break his arm.
I thought for sure it was done. Like, that looks so painful. I'm like, he's just going to take his arm home with him as a trophy. Like, this is mine now.
Penta driver?
And then ends it with he was dead. Driver. outstanding. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see what he does in WWE. That's going to
Yeah,
be really fun.
yeah, and I don't see him being. He was all kissy kissy this first round. That won't be him forever. I'll tell you that right now.
You just look for the evil in everybody, don't you?
Well, look at him. Just look at him. I'll put a picture here. Look at him. What, you think he's going to be doing a lot of Make-A-Wishes? You think he cares about selling T-shirts? He wants some straps.
I think he cares about selling T-shirts, but
A little bit. Everybody does a little bit.
yeah, no, that's it. I'm so happy he's on Raw. We're gonna
One of
get
the
to see him
hardest
each
hitting
week.
wrestlers I've ever seen wrestle. Just,
Some good stuff, man.
nastiness. All right,
Yeah.
happy. We look, no conflict almost.
I know what I know. I'm shocked here.
So let's get into something else we'll probably agree on. On the second match, we got a little over the hill Sheamus versus definitely probably in the championship realm Ludwig Kaiser.
The man with the longest torso in wrestling.
He has an oddly shaped torso compared to his. Yeah,
I feel like his belly button's too high or his bits and pieces are too low. I don't know what's going on there, but he came out and I'm like, that is 90% torso.
Somebody did create a character and stopped here. I'll tell you right now, I like watching these two boys fight. They fight hard. They hit hard. The matches are exciting. They're trying to hurt each other. They hate each other.
They just slapped the hell out of each other for 15 minutes. Like, I've never
been more sick of mutual respect in my life. I like it when they just hate. They wouldn't piss on their mother's face if it was on fire. Hate. Right? They just hate each other.
That's fair. There is no love lost between these two, and it shows in the way they wrestle each other and the way they hit each other.
If you show pictures of them next to each other, you're like, these people would hate each other.
Yeah.
They look hatey to each other. They look the opposite person of each other. They might be brothers.
Ludwig's body is about as orange as Sheamus's hair, so they definitely could be related somehow.
Now I'll tell you, Mr. Ludwig definitely lost.
Yeah,
and I don't know where he's going to go if he doesn't start getting some wins. But the guy's got potential. Just saying.
He does. He does.
His resilience in this match was incredible. So many kick-ups where I thought, oh, he's done.
He's a little whiny for my taste and a bit of a bootlicker when it comes to Gunther, but he definitely has potential in the wrestling side of things.
He wants to learn from the best. That's a bootlicker, huh? That's a bootlicker. I want to learn from the best, huh? Bootlicker?
No, it's when he licks his boots is when he's a bootlicker.
You seen the videos? That running drop kick he did to Sheamus? Ouchie.
Yeah. That was really sweet.
Did he have a chair on him? No, he didn't. He just did the chest.
No, it was just in the corner against the barricade. But it was a good one.
Now, these are guys just trying to figure out if they deserve an Intercontinental Championship match. Nothing on the line except for hate and guile, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, after the match, there was a little pushy shovey with Sheamus and Braun Breaker.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were mouthing each other again. Braun Breaker. Man, that guy's going to break some stuff before his career is over. And I mean, when I say stuff, I mean human bodies.
That is a massive superstar in the making right there. I will admit that. I don't like his attitude very much, but I do like the way he wrestles. That is a tough man. He's going places.
Yeah, he's making Papa proud.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. All right. Well, we got. I guess so. He got the broke kick. I mean, Sheamus kind of got his ass kicked mostly. It was back and forth a bit actually, but that broke.
You see the markings on Sheamus though, like he's all marked out. Is that Irish skin is not doing him any favors when people hit him. I mean, Ludwig. I mean, it could have gone either way. Ludwig was really taking it to him. It was very impressive.
Now this is where I start liking Seth. When you spit a little bit of truth on old Sami Zayn in the back.
Yes. And, Sammy's like essentially helping Roman take over
Which is true.
And well, I
Not
mean,
true.
I don't think he's done much with the bloodline since, right? I know it's only been a few weeks,
Since
but
he
it's not
helped
like
him take over? No, he hasn't.
it's
What
not
are
like
you
he's champ or anything
talking about?
like that right now, right? And for now, they're on different shows. They
Well,
don't have any more matches together.
he's got to help
Um,
him in the Royal Rumble now, like Seth said.
we'll see. We'll see. I don't think he is. I think when it comes to Royal Rumble, it's every man for himself, and
A
everyone knows it.
Sammy win, a crowd, a building would fall over if Sammy won the Royal Rumble.
That'd be insane.
People would lose their shit.
I for one would flip out for sure.
People would lose their shit. All right, on to the next thing. Gunter, the Ring General's got some stuff to talk about until freaking Jey Uso rudely interrupts his champion. What's going on? You can't let the guy speak. He's got things to say, as you say about Cody. He's got champion rights.
Yeah, and people interrupt him all the time, KO. And you justify that, but you can't justify Jay. All right, I see how this works.
KO bought tickets. He's in the crowd.
Okay, is that what it is? Yeah, but you're right. Jay interrupt him.
Also, KO's been champion.
Jay did say he was done with the bloodline stuff, and it's time for him to move on, and he wants some gold, right? He kind of held that Intercontinental belt for a couple of weeks. Wasn't enough for him. Wants some gold. He's been picking up wins. He's got a win over Drew McIntyre recently. I mean, I think he, he's good enough to deserve a shot. I don't know if coming out and interrupting is, well, I was going to say I wasn't know if it was the right way, but it obviously was.
He got the belt. Saturday night main event, January 25th, I think, something
like that. Yeah,
champion Gunter, Ring General versus Sam. Wait. I almost said Sami Zayn. Jey Uso. Yay.
The other Uso.
What? Is it
the other Uso? It's not, no. You said Sammy Uso. Or almost said Sammy. Right? So I'm saying it's the other Uso. It's Jay.
Is the less white Uso.
Yeah. Gunther, calling him a tag guy, getting under his skin already. It should be interesting. Let's see what Jay brings, man. I got faith in Jay, but man, Gunther is a beast, whether I like him or not. The guy is such a wrestler. I don't see anyone beating him anytime soon.
They used to say it about Randy Orton, but you built a wrestler from scratch, it would look like Gunther. He's kind of got a JBL thing going, huh? Just a thick, strong dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
JBL's
I would not want to beat him in a dark alley.
On Raw next week, by the way.
That's true. That's right. They announced him.
All right, so we got Intercontinental Championship match.
Well, I was gonna say, so before that. So after, so Gunther Jay, they set up the match for a Saturday night event. There's a bit of a Bailey promo. Bailey is in the crowd.
Sucking airtime. That's right. Just sucking airtime. Cody and
she. No, come on. The fact that she made the entire crowd say Michael Cole's an idiot.
And that was the best.
Genius. It was fantastic. Shout out to Bailey. It was a 2-3 minute little chit chat. What I found is that, for those who are not watching it on Netflix, or for those who are watching it on Netflix, on the lower tier where there's ads, right? If you notice, they kind of go to commercial, but I got the Netflix. It doesn't have ads. So we get the little, couple of minutes of backstage talking or people in the ring. And I think that was an in-between section. So some people may not have seen it, but great little speech by Bailey, and ends it with a Michael Cole's an idiot. And I think your dog Brucey agrees. Michael Cole.
We're getting Damage Control Bailey back. Damage Control Bailey is going to take over. Damage Control Bailey, because she's been a huge fake for the last year.
I love Bailey no matter what she's doing.
Everybody can see my penis. Bruce. See that? Jesus.
That needs to be the 10-second promo video for the show.
Everybody can see my penis.
Watch Kayfabe Wrestling Talk.
Well, I mean, the way she was talking about Dakota Kai didn't sound like she hates her anymore.
No, true. And speaking of which, that was the next match. You're right. The women's Intercontinental Championship, Lyra Valkyrie versus Dakota Kai.
Man, Valkyria really opened up her book of moves in this match, huh?
Wow, what a match! I mean, if
Even though
Penta if
a
Penta didn't
bird,
debut, this would have been like match of the night for me, I
oh,
think.
it was insane. I mean, that
Um,
like weird stretch hold she did, the suplex off the side of the ring.
Suplex off the apron onto the floor like that. Just does she not give off? And I could be right. This is very high praise, but it's only because I can't think of another example. But she's giving me female Daniel Bryan vibes.
Hmm,
Right? She's got a
interesting.
lot of technical wrestling moves and submissions. And then she, also has a suplex off the apron onto the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah.
Um,
She hits hard. She's got the kicks.
yeah, yeah. Now, not taking
She's
anything
also
away
a
from
bird.
Dakota, she is a bird. Not
What the
taking
fuck?
anything away
I
from Dakota
mean,
Kai,
what the
she ended
shit?
up doing. Dakota did what was that? A Canadian destroyer into a backstabber combo thing. I'd never seen that before. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, that was like a backbreaker destroyer,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what
Kind
was
of.
going on there, but I loved it.
I love Dakota Kai. I like everybody at Damage Control. Love, 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 except for Bailey, who's a big fake.
Well, Lyra wins it with her Nightwing finisher. It's
First Intercontinental Women's Champion ever.
almost like a package driver. And yep, she is the first women's Intercontinental Championship. If we ignore that China won the men's Intercontinental Championship many, many years ago.
Right. Well, they mentioned that.
From Jeff Jarrett, I think it was. But yeah,
Was it
this
Jarrett?
this
Yeah.
this was the
Jarrett or
crown.
Jericho?
It
Did
was
her and
Jarrett.
Jericho hold it at the same time?
Were they co-champ? I forget. I
I
really
think for
can't
a little
remember.
while she was co-champions with either Jericho or Guerrero. I think it's Jericho though, for some reason. I think she held it twice. People don't talk about it because it's so embarrassing.
You should talk about. No, what a cool match. Well deserved win. I really like what they would call like the secondary titles for the women. Right, it's much deserved.
Pretty
They got a
excited.
stacked division. We talked about it last week or earlier in the week. They have a stacked division right now for the women's division. It makes perfect sense to get them some additional titles. So U.S. Title on SmackDown, Intercontinental title on Raw. I am all for it, and I'm here for it, and I cannot wait to see more of Lyra's matches. I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah, just seeing her wrestle, it was like, holy cow, she is a talent.
Yeah.
And once we get a little bit of her attitude, I don't think she likes very many people, but we'll see.
Hmm.
Well, I don't
We'll see
know.
how it goes.
Have
Well,
you
we'll see
even
how
heard her
it goes.
talk or anything?
Briefly, yeah. I mean,
She
I saw
beat
a bit
Becky
in
Lynch in
NXT.
NXT.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she knows what she's doing in the ring, man. Miss Sammy is the next matchup. I think there was a New Day bit in between.
Oh, that's right. They're going to be coming to Raw next week.
Yeah, they're going to wrestle next week. Uh, an accidental line of the night is Kofi saying his mom still won't talk to him.
You think that was accidental?
Well, I mean, I don't think it was supposed to be line of the night, but it was definitely a good one.
My mom still,
Um,
I'm the greatest son of all time, and my mom still won't talk to
still
me.
won't talk to me.
Yeah, that was pretty
Um,
good.
so yeah, they're gonna wrestle next week. But yes, after that it was Miz and Sammy. What did you think?
I thought it was incredibly one-sided, and Sammy kicked his ass.
Right? It was a short match, and Sammy did something that I've been wanting him to do for the longest time, and actually win a match with his Blue Thunder Bomb.
So
That's
is that a
such a
thing where
cool.
he's never won a match with that or something?
I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw him win
Because they
with
made a
that.
big deal about it.
Yeah, because
But he does the move every match.
he does the move every match, and he goes to pin people every time, and he never gets the three. And this is the first time I can remember him getting a 3 count with that move, and
They
I
made a
love
big
it.
deal about it.
It's a great move. But he
It
did the haluva kick before it, so the haluva kick set it up, and he
right.
pinned him Thunder Bomb.
So it's kind of like
It was
Ric
like a
Flair going off the top
5 minute
rope.
match,
He finally did it.
right? It almost never happens. But yeah, 4 or 5 minute match.
Yeah, I think Miz might have been a bit shook. You think he was a
Yeah,
bit shook with all this?
I think he was a bit shook
He was a
for
bit
sure.
shook because that was below his performance ability that match. I mean, the Miz is a two-time champion.
He's got more belts under his belt than Sammy. Yeah, that was right.
Like
Um,
belts under his
but
belt,
yeah, more belts under his belt.
belt. That's a double belt.
Beltception, many belts.
Not too often you get a sentence with two belts in it.
No,
So Rhea, didn't she come down at some point?
Rhea
Or
Ripley
she's
comes out
talk?
after that for a little chit chat, talking to
Looking great with that
reminding
belt.
everybody she's still Rhea
Woo!
Bloody Ripley, and gets interrupted by your favorite wrestler, one
Our
that I
queen.
can't stand at all.
Our queen.
Nia Jax comes out.
Yeah,
What
our
the
queen.
hell was she wearing?
One of the greatest outfits since Seth Rollins.
It's like she's wearing my grandmother's drapes from like 1968.
She was Peggy Bundy on steroids.
Nice outfit, Nia. Who shot the couch?
She looked lovely. Come on now, don't be
Right.
talking about our queen like that.
But she comes out, takes exception. I don't know if she's going to be on Raw now going forward. She lost her belt to Tiffy. Tiffy's on SmackDown, so maybe she's coming over to Raw for a piece of the action. But she runs down, Rhea and Bayley and Tiff in the ring, and I'm sure you won't appreciate this, but Bayley hops the rope.
Who's got to get her screenshot? Just put your nose in business that doesn't belong. Getting those T-shirts sold. You know that the security should have tackled her to the ground. She's a paying patron. They're not supposed to be getting in the ring.
Yeah, I think she took a page out of your buddy Kevin Owens' book. So,
but it's Kevin Owens.
Bayley's a former champion. She bought a ticket, just like KO, in both of those instances.
Nah, but it's not KO.
Is that what it is?
Totally different. The situation with Cody is way more personal. It's not about him. KO don't care about no T-shirts.
He cares about wearing other people's T-shirts.
Bayley, on the other hand,
I don't know, man. It's interesting either way. They say this transfer window is open for people to hop back and forth for Raw and SmackDown. Once it's all said and done, it'll be interesting to see who is ended up where. Because I think Bayley has a title shot in SmackDown next week against Tiff.
Yeah.
Right, but she shows up at Raw, throws some hands with Nia. I don't know.
You see lots of wrestlers backstage talking to different GMs that aren't on the show.
Yep.
So I don't really understand the trade. I guess they just sign people at this time. Is that what they're saying? They could switch shows.
Yeah,
that's the transfer. They're not going to? I wonder if they're doing a draft this year. That's after Mania.
No. That's they're removing a draft and doing a transfer window instead, which is more sports oriented, right? So that's a big thing in soccer, right?
Okay.
In football, where that's when trades happen there, right? It's called the transfer window. So they're kind of opening it up more of a global verbiage than just North America. So yeah, transfer window. It then allows them to not bother doing a draft show. Right.
Yeah, the draft was stupid.
I don't know how long the window is open for, or what the rules are for coming across, but
we're gonna see some switching.
We're definitely seeing some switching. So
especially with some people coming back, we're gonna see some switchies. So basically, everybody's just like, I'm gonna win the Rumble.
Yeah, essentially, all the men and all the women on Raw last night were claiming victory at the Rumble.
All right, we got Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Main event, street fight.
It was a kendo fest.
Wasn't it weird that they introduced Damian, and then while he was waiting in the ring, they did like a promo thing with the New Day?
Yes. So, likening it back to what I was saying before, they cut to a commercial. So for everybody with ads and or not getting it on Netflix gets commercials, so they need to fill that time for the people who pay for the non-ad version. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it was super weird to have a little promo in
Carlito was
between.
hilarious. Okay, I'm
But
sorry I didn't hear what you said. Sorry, I can't. I don't know what you're saying. He's the best. He's a professional.
I mean, they're so rude. Poor interviewer, right? She's getting heat from everybody. Judgment Day. Those guys are jerks, man. Those
I'm
guys are
sorry,
jerks.
I can't. The mic's off. I don't know what you're saying. What's that?
Judgment Day are a bunch of jerks, Nick, and
Pardon me.
you know it. Deep down inside, you know
The,
it. All right.
their Judgment Day are the strongest team in the history
All
of
right.
wrestling.
Talk about the match. Handsome
So we
man.
got Damian Priest, Finn Balor. Finn sneaks up behind Damian. Smart. No rules. This is a street fight. Sneaks up behind him. Beautiful thing. Just a genius move by your countryman. Wait, is he Irish? What is he?
He's Irish.
I forget which Irish he is. Anyway, brilliant move. Fighting out into the crowd. And then what happens?
Oh, Falcon Arrow by Damian Priest to Finn Balor through a couple of tables with a bunch of junk on it and almost kills Finn Balor.
Yeah,
almost killed himself.
I mean, that was nuts. Thought Finn Balor was severely injured.
Yeah.
They strap him to a gurney. They're taking him out. And Mr. What's that song? It's the true colors on you. Attacks Finn Balor strapped to a gurney.
So
what's going on in the world where you're that's like the audience booing Hulk Hogan, who's a cripple. You're just attacking people strapped to gurneys? What is happening?
Actually going to agree. We're actually going to agree on this. That was like he's on a stretcher. He's got the neck brace. You could do some serious injury to that guy. They're not going to put him on a stretcher unless he's like super hurt. So why are you attacking the man on stretcher? You've won. Just
what's going to happen next? Is we're going to have kids attacking old people on stretchers now.
Is that what it is?
Because of that.
You think that's what's going to happen?
That's going to be a new TikTok challenge. The stretcher challenge.
So I was all ready to, complain about Damian Priest doing that. It's out of character. I wasn't thrilled. But somebody recently said it's a street fight. There are no rules.
Oh, but you got to have some sort of humanity.
You have to have yourself, man.
Humanity.
Finn came up from behind and started. You said it was smart. Well,
he wasn't strapped to a goddamn gurney.
Damian Priest was just trying to make sure he ends it. He ends it. I think this I think they're done with each other after this because there's no way, you can't get any worse or more violent with that match, right?
It was a crazy match.
Like you said, he attacks Finn, right?
And then he got what he deserved, a good beatdown.
Carlito and JD come down and give him the beatdown. Right?
Street fight, totally legal.
Right? War Raiders come down. They
sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. What are they doing?
It's so convenient for you when people stick their nose in other people's business.
Well, exactly. It's very convenient because it's what has happened.
Well, after the
so they even up the whatever.
Right? After the mess of all that, it's back to one-on-one. I have to say, hats off to Finn Balor. He fought through that adversity.
I heard he can't feel his left leg.
And started fighting again, and it got to one-on-one.
Adrenaline helps broken necks, I guess. Maybe Big E should have heard about adrenaline.
Well, that adrenaline only lasted so long, right?
Finn did beat the shite out of him with a chair.
Oh, brutal.
Woo.
Brutal. Right? That was nasty. It was hard hitting. It's amazing either of them, walked out of there
alive.
Each of them went through a table each at one point and barricades.
Yeah. That was a pay-per-view level match. That was nuts.
It was crazy. And, at the very end, right, South of Heaven from Damian Priest takes it, gets the win. But, man, what a blow-off match. Like, that was a match for the ages between those two. That you you can't end an argument better than like a street fight. Maybe Hell in a Cell, but it's like that kind of match
And would he yell
is like
before he
an
hammered him?
ender.
I am not my brother's keeper.
Brother's keeper.
So that's
Crazy.
an explanation mark.
Yeah, sure was. And that was it. That was the main event.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes left. What's next for these two? Where is Priest chasing a belt? Is Finn chasing a belt? That puts them right back in line fighting each other again. Are they both just like, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble? They didn't say it, but
no, but they were thinking it. I don't know. Who knows? I think they're done with each other for now. But overall, fantastic show. It's about 2.5 hours. Triple H even said, hey, we'll go 3 hours if we have to. We'll go 2 hours if we have to.
2.5 hours was a nice time.
It flowed great.
Yeah.
Everything was watchable. Super great show. I've got such high hope. This was a much better episode of Raw than the first one. And if Raw is like this going forward, I'm all in, man.
I don't even consider that first one like the first episode of Raw. Like, this was the first episode of Raw. Like, this is how it's flowing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm excited for the future. All the women coming back on Raw and SmackDown. I haven't seen. This is a bold statement. I haven't seen a roster this good since the Attitude Era with Undertaker, Mankind. All the people that were on there.
Fair statement.
This is one of the most strongest roasters since then.
Agreed.
Any last words?
No. Watch the show if you haven't already. I assume you have, because Oh
yeah, spoiler alert! I forgot the spoiler alert thing.
We're just talking about what happened here, and hope everyone enjoyed and understands that. Hey, if you disagree with Nick,
you're probably wrong. Like and subscribe. Kayfabe Wrestling Talk, the way wrestling should be talked about. See you on the flip side.